Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Little Reader's house. I am the Little Reader, and you are in my house. And today's reading is titled, What Kind of Friend Do You Need Right Now? What kind of friend do you need right now? And as I attempt to light this Palo Santo stick, which, it's resistant. Don't resist, darling. Don't resist. As I attempt to light it and cleanse not just my space, but yours. There's a social media joke in there somewhere, darling. I want to bring up something I've noticed in the collective recently, because these are timeless readings, okay? So whenever you're finding it, there's magic, there's potentially a message that's going to resonate right with your soul. But it's also timely. So it's timeless and it's timely, and these are released weekly for our Self-Care Sunday series. And I've been noticing in the collective breakthroughs and changes. So breakthroughs in patterns that have just been long lingering, stuckness. People have been waiting for years for this stuckness to lift, and it's finally lifting. I have friends, family members, acquaintances texting me, posting about how they are suddenly having new opportunities, or suddenly feeling movement, or suddenly ready to really change, or trying things for the first time. So I suspect that that could be you as well, my sweet friend. And also, you're going to see changes in your friend group, and you're going to see new levels of intimacy. One of my favorite words, one of my favorite things: emotional intimacy, intellectual intimacy, physical intimacy, all the intimacies. You're going to see changes in the way you relate to folks as you change. So my sweet friend, it is a traditional pick a card reading. That means you look at these here decks. Look at that. Now we got a flame going. You look at these decks, you take a look at the title card, and you see what you're drawn to. And if it's nothing in particular, you can pick a favorite number, 1, 2, 3, or some derivative thereof. You could add up your birth year, for instance, reduce it all down to a single number in numerological tradition, and then choose the closest to that number, whatever it may be. You can get silly, you can close your eyes and just point to the screen. You cannot mess this up, beautiful soul. And if the card that you choose, or the pile, the crew that you choose doesn't resonate, you simply duck out, choose another, or return at a time when you're feeling more clear-minded, more clear-hearted, and less attached to anything in particular. So I'll show you our crews. Our first crew is the End of an Era crew. End of an Era. Or if you're thinking of Twilight, Eclipse. You may hear Edward Cullen say, well, I'm from a different era. And if you get that reference, God bless you. Okay, so this is our Era crew. We'll be using the the After Tarot, not the Before Tarot. Oh, look at that. Didn't know that was there. We'll be using the After Tarot, which is one moment after in traditional tarot, the thing that happened right after the traditional artistic depictions for our era crew. Next is our Join In crew. Join in. We've got 2 butterflies there, darling. And we'll be using the Thoth Tarot. Oh, look at that. Lust. Aleister Crowley's depiction of the Strength card. Back of the deck. Or perhaps front of the deck. That's our Join In crew. And then thirdly, our New Career crew. New Career crew. Look at you. And by the way, if you're like, I don't want a new career, that's not relevant to me yet, I'm still kind of mystified and curious about this crew, then it's for you, darling. That doesn't have to be literal. Ooh, and the moon in the Shemelti Tarot. Get a whiff of that Palo Santo, my love. Let it cleanse you. So, take a moment. Oops, let's bring the focus back in, darling. Take a moment. settle with it if you need. Then scroll down to that description box and select your crew. And let the magic unfold. I'll see you there. Hello, my beautiful Era crew, and welcome to your reading on what kind of friend do you need right now? And what would they say to you if they were here? Let's take a look at your card one more time. It's titled End of an Era, but I'm just going to call you Era for short because it's symbolizing a shift, a change, a specific part of your life coming to a close. And that red color with the bright, almost neon-looking red reminds me of root chakra highly activated. What does that mean? Make it make sense, Amanda. Well, root chakra is what you're grounded into, where your roots are. Things that are actually manifested in tangible reality. So if you've thought about change, or you've wanted change, or you're hoping for change, this is the point where it actually starts to happen. Where one chapter or one entire series of books ends, closes, and a brand new one begins. As I set your talisman down over to the side, because this will be representative of your energy, my love, I'm going to remind you of the only rule that we have here in the Little Reader's House. Everything is up for speculation and conjecture, which is that you are so very worthy of love. Always more love, never less. And in case you needed to hear it, or in case you don't fully believe it, that's okay. I'll say it, and I'll believe it for you. The first thing we're going to do is bring in some oracle cards, pre-shuffled, but I haven't seen them. I will admit to you that I saw one card from one crew, but it's not this one. So breathe easy. In fact, maybe take a couple of deep breaths. I feel a little short of breath right here, right now, in this space. So as a channeler, that indicates to me that it's relevant. This could mean you just finished a workout. Or you've just started a new routine. Or you're nervous. You're feeling the movement. You're feeling the change yourself. And it's like physiologically, your body is catching up to that too. It could mean that maybe you're experiencing symptoms of asthma or something related to your cardiovascular system. In any case, I'll ask you, my sweet Era crew, for the purposes of this reading, to get as relaxed as possible. That's my ask of you. I'm not going to ask it of everybody, but I'm going to ask that you, in particular, sit down, don't multitask this one, and just focus on settling, breathing, and grounding into your space, getting solid, getting heavy, getting present. A way I like to do this is to look around, for example, my room. Let's look at this setting and say, I appreciate right now, and then start naming off whatever I see. I appreciate right now this red card with a butterfly on it. I appreciate this candle. It's a tea light candle in a small wood cup, which is then merged with a ceramic cup. I see and appreciate this wood grain background, this deep brown. I see and appreciate the smoothness of the wood here. I see and appreciate this selenite crystal just holding space in our space. I see and appreciate the hands attached to my forearms. I see and appreciate the slightly sweaty palms. Slightly sweaty palms, and that's actually not real typical for me. So what you nervous about, baby? Get grounded. I encourage you to take that practice and run with it, deity. Use it on your free time. If you can speak, speak out loud. See and appreciate everything in your space. Okay, so for our oracle, I've got the whole spread written out here, and I'm going to put it down below in the comments. I'll pin it so that you can do this spread if you want to on your free time, or just follow along. But for our first card, we're looking at the energy that you're currently moving through. And when I say currently, it could be today, right this second, depending on how often you watch tarot videos. The energy tends to turn over more frequently if you're a regular viewer. So it could literally mean in this block of time that you're watching this, that's the energy you're moving through. If you're a less frequent viewer, that's going to be what you're moving through in the past week, month, multiple months, years. So use your intuition to feel how appropriate and how time sensitive this is to you. And then these other cards here are the emotions, the challenges, the themes that are calling in this friend, this person whose energy we're reaching out to touch today. So let's start with what energy you're moving through right now. Wow, a new start is coming, new moon. So we've got end of an era here, and we've got a new start is coming here with the new moon. That tells me, baby, that new shite is coming your way. And I mean that in the most respectful and beautiful way. This is such an exciting card, and the way it's written in the accompanying booklet is with lots of exclamation marks, and it's like, oh, a big yes is coming your way, potentially unimaginable shifts, better than you expected. I want to get specific, and I don't have what I need to do that yet, so we're going to get into it. But I also feel like you've been in the dark. There's been a level of uncertainty here. And it's reminding me of another card in another deck, the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm looking at the box in my bookshelf right up there. And the card is about a character called Aubergine, I believe. And it's all about life in uncertainty, moving through it with courage, moving through it with trust. You may have an intuitive nudge that things are going to go in a positive light, but you've really held out in the face of not knowing what the heck is going on. And Spirit compliments you on that. There's like an applause. And I think this friend that we're going to reference here today, the type of friend that you need right now, is someone who's been watching you go through this shift, either from a distance, or if you've never met them, they're going to witness you in this new state, or if you've known them for a long time, they've just been watching from a distance going, yeah, I've been seeing you change, darling. So let's get more insights. The emotions, challenges, and themes that are calling in this energy. I knew this card would come up, that are calling in this friend. Didn't know that one would come up. Oh my goodness. Okay. I love it. So, my sweet era crew, you have been reborn. And this is not where one of those you're about to be, you're just there on the brink. It's done. You made a decision. You've made some choices. You're ready to create a different style of life than you've ever had before. And what you're kind of grappling with in a way is that you don't want to live with regrets. You do not want to play it safe anymore. Ride ends, choose arm position is all about the fact that life as an experience will come to a close. So you either enjoy the ride or you let it suck the life out of you. And you've committed to, I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to enjoy the life. I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to take the new action. I'm going to be the new person because I'm not interested in regretting never trying something new, never being someone new, never being my best self. With this Hermetic create ritual, this is all about self-care as well. So to your end of an era, you might have just started a new exercise routine. You might have just decided to start taking care of your health in a new way. Maybe it's come to your attention that it's not sexy or enjoyable to be constantly hungover or constantly tired or feeling lethargic or wondering if you're one meal away from a serious, like a heart attack. I also feel you're leaving seriousness behind. There's an element of lightening up here. Like, you know what? Screw it. Why am I taking this shit so seriously? This is the energy of someone who was clutching to such a degree that I wouldn't be surprised if there were serious physical symptoms linked with that emotional constriction. I mean, when they say emotionally constipated, baby, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a physical link to that here. And you, my sweet era crew, and everyone with you here, because you're not alone. Remember, general reading, that means you've got friends around you who are going through this exact same thing. You've just decided to open your hands. And again, my palms are sweaty. Mom's spaghetti. There's vomit on my sweater already. I don't know if I just butchered that, but there is an element of you better lose yourself in the moment. You only got something. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. I don't know, but it's like you're going for it. And I am incredibly proud of you. And so is this friend. So the person you're calling in right now, just that we're not even there yet, but I'm just telling you based on this energy, is someone who is going to actually see the change, probably someone you've known already. This is probably old friend vibes, and they're going to be incredibly proud of you. The choices you've made, what you're creating, the attitude adjustment that you've given yourself, losing old habits that don't serve. There's grounding, there's shifts in reality. It's a new you, baby. And my God, that's incredibly exciting. I'm so happy for you. So let's build on it. Now, funny thing is, I accidentally in the intro called this the, oh look, the star. I accidentally called this the before tarot, and then I corrected myself to the after tarot because that's what it is. And that's part of this, before and after. Before and after. Maybe you're trying to have one, like physically. Maybe you have a before and after vision for your body, or for your mental health, or for your life. Maybe you're doing a 30-day, 90-day, some kind of challenge. I feel very loose shuffling your cards. Maybe you're either committing to relaxation or committing to rituals that help you just relax. I actually feel like I need to tighten up. Conversely, because I got too relaxed there for a second. So as I channel your energy, hey there, maybe it was also you being too loose. Maturation comes to mind as a word here. You're like, oh, I'm growing up. I'm ready to mature. Maybe I was too loose, too fun, too relaxed. In a way, clutching really tightly, but clutching to ephemeral. You like that word, Joyce? I like that. Ephemeral, fleeting things. Clutching to that which, no, we're not going to take it. That which doesn't build, oh my God, a solid foundation. Funny thing, the way your cards are acting. Okay, excited. I like it. Nervous, excited. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. So your friend, the friend that you're drawing in right now, we want to get in touch with their energy and presence. So sweet friend who's coming in from my Era crew with a message. What's your energy like? What's your presence like? Show us you. Wow. High Priestess in reverse, clarified by the Page of Wands in reverse. Let's make sure everything's fitting here. And we carry on. Why you need them and their unique medicine. Why do you need this friend? Why are they invading your space today? The Fool reversed. And the 10 of Wands upright. Wow, very sweet. Their advice and their message to you right now. This friend's advice and their message to you right now. Oh my God, this is a good friend right here. And I have a feeling I might say this a few times, but how you can invite their energy in. How you can invite their energy in. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And in the back, Page of Cups reversed. Okay, let's make sure everything's visible here. You can see all that, my love? Give me that spiritual thumbs up if you're good. Thanks. So this friend, my beautiful Era crew, is someone who's been watching you in a way mature. In terms of age, I couldn't say. I wouldn't even want to say. I mean, energy, age of energy, what someone brings into a room versus the carbon-dated age of their flesh often differ dramatically. So let me not try to speculate whether they're older or younger, the same age, or whether how you know them necessarily. You'll know by what I describe here. This is a person who you consider highly intuitive, to a point that you maybe have even doubted their insights, their skills, and the moves they've made in their life. Maybe doubted, maybe judged as too ungrounded, ironically, too woo-woo, too spiritual, too out there. This is someone who has been so connected to their intuition, so connected to what we call the crown chakra. I put that in finger quotes because not everyone is familiar with the chakras and what they mean. But if you know, you know. And if you don't, let me explain it real quick. Crown chakra would be top of the head connection to the divine. It's white light. It's downloads from spirit. It's feeling like there's a greater power. It's being plugged into your purpose. It's real out there if you're not in this world. And if you are in this world, it's the chakra that everyone reaches for because it's at the very top of the body, quite literally. So here we have all this groundedness, all this red, and you're bringing into reality, into manifest reality, big changes where we can actually see them. But for you, it looks like you've had to work to open up this connection to the divine, trust in the divine, trust in the unseen, trust in destiny. Trust is a big theme here. And this friend is coming in with their energy and presence to say something like, I've always been here. I've always been watching. Every move you make, every breath you take with the Page of Wands, it's a spontaneous, inspired action. And I've been seeing you. That's reminding me of the song in The Notebook. Ooh, am I going to spoil this? It's an older movie, my dear. Go watch it or not. But there's a song in The Notebook that plays a lot that says something like, I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places. This friend is someone who sees you very clearly, and they see you with their intuition, but you may not have had the closest connection because you've been on a different, historically, you've been on a different field than they have. All this opening to your intuition stuff is new for you. These purples here, the colors being the upper chakras, again, opening up to speaking authentically and honestly, seeing things as they really are, discerning the future based on the choices and the patterns that you're making. I think this is new energy to you in terms of you've always been aware of it, but you haven't always embodied it. You haven't always lived it. And this friend knows that, sees that, and has kind of been the counter energy to you. So while you have historically been grounded down here in so-called reality, they've been floating around up there in their own reality, and neither one have been untrue. In fact, these are very complementary energies. And now, as you end this era of focusing on the physical, or focusing potentially on the superficial, or focusing on flighty things, or plans, or busy work, or even regular work, but things that don't really stick to build the foundation of your happiness, as you move away from that, this friend's energy is waking up, and suddenly you two are becoming much more simpatico. Their intuition, their knowledge of you would shock you, how well that this friend knows you. And I'm quite certain this is someone that you know. Although you know them pretty well, but you don't know them as deeply as it is possible to know them. And that could change. That could absolutely change. We're going to find out why they're in your space in just a second. But already they present themselves as incredibly wise, maybe somewhat aloof, meaning that they might play it cool. In terms of intimacy, they'll match you as far as you're willing to go, but they're not going to push you beyond that. It's almost like a silent mentor, or a friend who's kind of been a spirit guide in the background, and they're here to acknowledge the bridge you're about to cross and cheer you on through that crossing. And what do I mean by that? Why you need them in their unique medicine is because they themselves have hesitated at the gateway to new beginnings before. They have experience in amplifying their intuition, so they know what it's like firsthand to struggle with trust. Trust is huge here. This person has a deep familiarity with the unknown, and as someone who probably has a lot of psychic gifts, a lot of psychic powers, a lot of insights, they may even do card readings like this. They may even be me. Hi, hit me up, baby. This person can sense, feel all of these same things awakening in you now. And because they've walked there before, because they've pushed up against their own new beginnings and their own change before, and they felt the weight and the agony that comes with feeling like you need to know how something is going to go before you give yourself permission to execute, because of their familiarity with that, because of their love of the process of life, of spirituality, of the divine, their energy is here in this room, in this space, in your space, my dear, saying something very much like, you got this. You got this. Just trust. Just trust. Release the burden of needing to know how it's going to go. Because this friend is like that aspirational friend. Again, it doesn't mean they're older than you in any way. They could even be a kid. They could be way younger. They could be your kid. But what they've dealt with and what they've intensely felt both emotionally and intuitively is the fear that comes with hopping off the cliff. I'm going to show you this Fool card. They also may have associations with a small white dog. They may have associations with flowers. They may be a nature lover, someone that you constantly see on hikes or going out to nature. This person in this card, the Fool, has fallen off the cliff completely. And we see in the standard tarot, if you're familiar with it at all, this character about to walk off the cliff. This person has fallen off the cliff before, completely fallen and just caught themselves by a hand. Their connection to nature, their connection to the divine, their connection to the greater forces, if you will. And I don't mean greater as in superior. I mean greater as in larger. Has kept them afloat, has kept them alive. And now they're here to offer the same medicine to you and say, my beautiful Era crew, trust the unknown. Put down the weight of control. Put down the weight of having to be perfect, to do it all, to know it all, to have it figured out. Something very specific that's coming through is to have your words prepared, to have a speech ready. Are you giving a speech, my love? The keys to success in your new era have everything to do with just stepping. Moving forward, walking right off the cliff, and trusting that you will be caught. That is why this friend is here, and this is what they want to tell you. Well, there's more to it too. It gets even more specific. Okay, so with our layer 3 here, we've got the 4 of Cups upright. Don't reject your new opportunity because you've committed to your rebirth. I don't even think you're capable of rejecting your new opportunity, my beautiful Era crew. There's no way. You're not going to stop yourself from moving forward. Gosh, so many visions, so many insights of you. At this point, you've got momentum, you can't stop. But for some reason, something in your mind is telling you like you can, or you should slow down, or maybe you're digging in your heels just before you go over the cliff. So there are a few pieces of advice here because this is a wise friend. The first one is don't throw away your new opportunity. With the Ace of Pentacles reversed here, and I'm pretty sure that's a scarab beetle in hand. Again, a slightly different rendition of the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. It's, again, a second after. So you've already handed over the coin, and now you've gotten this gift in return. Brand new opportunity. If you're afraid that there isn't going to be reciprocity or that you're not going to be met in this new endeavor that you're going for, this new life, this new version of you, let her go, darling. Not going to happen. Not only will you be met and you'll reciprocally be received. So in other words, your friend is telling you, you have nothing to fear here. The biggest enemy is your own doubt that you'll be rejected. Your own doubt that people will see you and not buy it. I'll be like, no, it's the same old you, and I don't think you've changed, and bye. But your friend here is saying, no. I, as your friend, have been watching. So have several of us, whatever that means. It's kind of like weird, but I like it. And we see the changes. Your energy speaks way louder than your words. And if you're worried about communication or preparing a speech or saying something, just chill out on that. Because what comes naturally and flows out of you naturally, your new desire for health, your new desire for groundedness, your new desire for temperance. The card's not here, but I feel it. Temperance would be balance, evenly balanced scales. Your desire for justice, integrity, your desire to be the best will speak much louder than anything you could say. Still say your words if you need to apologize, clarify, make a speech, request something, turn reality into your vision using communication. Still do that. But this is your pep talk to say, rejection is not something to fear. Not only will you not be rejected if it doesn't go the way that you think, although it seems like it will, it still puts you into the energy of your new self. So don't deny your new self by stopping now. Walk forward. Keep moving. Take the action. Don't reject yourself. Give life the opportunity to reject you, and it won't. It will not. This friend has more to say, but let's continue through what's written, and then we'll get to their final message. Because this Page of Cups in reverse, yeah. Oh, with the world there, yeah. It's mighty interesting. Row 4. How can you invite this friend's energy in? Stop agonizing about the way things are going to go. Stop over-planning the unknown and trust that once again, you have a person, a friend who sees you, who watches you, who witnesses you, who roots for you. Even if you haven't been able to meet them at that level, they don't shame or guilt you for that. It's complete unconditional love and acceptance here. And it's saying, the more you try to micromanage your own life or predict the unknown, the more you stress about it, the more you worry, the more you lose sleep, the further away you push yourself from self-trust. If you want to vibe with this friend, because I have a feeling you're looking toward the friend groups now that are aspirational versus where you've been in the past. If you want to vibe with this friend and this caliber of energy, which is divinely connected, beautifully trusting, intuitive, patient, and kind of mystical and magical, then don't try so hard. They got there by loving themselves completely and deeply. For all their flaws, for all their insecurities, so-called. Flaws and insecurities, my love, all a matter of judgment and taste. But anyway, they got there by loving their own so deeply and trusting their journey so deeply that all you have to do is the same. Meet yourself where you are, and this friend's gonna reach down and pull you up. But in a way, you'll just be ascending. The Page of Cups in reverse tells me that there needs to be an offer of love made here, but the one that it needs to be made to is you. In order to get close to this friend, in order to get close to this friend group, to these types of people, there's a need to accept yourself and be willing to make a mistake. Here, this fish is leaping out of this cup. And in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the fish is in the cup. Here, in the moment after it's leapt out. It's fallen. It's going to hit the sand and go plop. You could see that as a bad thing. You could see it as, and yeah, I'm setting this down right side up because your energy is shifting as a result of this little transmission, my love. You could see that as a bad thing. You could be like, oh, shite. My fish fell out of my cup. But that's on the fish, baby. Your job is to just show up. Be you. To whatever this means in your life, show up to the moments. Show up for yourself. Dip into that self-care. Love thyself as deeply as you can and understand that there are some things you cannot control and are not meant to. Stoic philosophy. Maybe it was Marcus Aurelius who said it. Now I'm really pulling things out of my arse. I gave up anxiety because it was not given to me by the world. It was something that lived in me, something like that. Give up anxiety aggressively and choose to trust that if your heart is pure and you're offering your authentic self, then all of the forces on this planet will conspire to help you out, my love. All of the forces beyond this planet. I mean, I love Earth, don't get me wrong, but the forces, allegedly, are far greater even than Earth. They're cosmic. Trust that every single force that sustains life here and beyond and sustains intelligence will work with you and for you if your heart is pure, if you're bringing integrity to the scene, if you're trusting your intuition. This friend's final message for you and final word for you, oh, there's Temperance, I was wondering, is that this is going to be an imperfect process. Life, okay? So if you're searching for perfection, let's let that go now. The truth of our existence is that you have been a different person in the past, and you will be a different person in the future. And your only responsibility in the moment is to take ownership of what you have done and been and said in the past. But in that ownership, you forgive yourself and acknowledge that you're different in the present, that you're evolving and expanding at a rate so rapid you don't even trust it, but that's okay. That you're still learning, that you're still growing, and that very likely the best is yet to come. Because if it weren't, you wouldn't be here anymore. Your friend is telling me to promise you that the more you commit to being kind to yourself and to understanding that you're a work in progress, the more satisfying your life will become. The deeper your connections, the more heightened your intuition, the more successful your risks, the lighter life will weigh on you, and the less you'll be rejected. You won't be rejected for anything that's meant for you, for anything that's going to enhance your life, as long as you lead with that bold and open heart. That is the message from your friend today, my sweet Era crew. Take it in. You are so worthy of love, my friend. And if you ever doubt it, this is the space where you can come back and you can hear it over and over and over again until you're like, my God, I think I'm starting to believe. And if you're not believing, just say this: I'm open to the possibility that I'm worthy of love, even as I am, even without having to change or force anything or like pretend to show that I'm changed, because you are changed. This is more about, how do I show the world? How do I show my friends? How do I show the people that I aspire to be like and want to be closer to who I am? And it's really just that simple. You just be yourself and trust in that. I am sending you so much love, my sweet friend. Always more and never less. If you enjoyed the reading, please like it. Comment if this resonated with you. Subscribe if you'd like to come back for next Sunday's Self-Care Sunday. And until then, fly high in the belief that everything is going your way. Because according to this friend, and me, your humble host, it is. Bye for now, my sweet friend. Hello, my beautiful join-in crew, and welcome to your reading on what kind of friend do you need right now? And what would they say to you if they could give you a message? I've got the whole thing written out here. I just realized I forgot to read part of the message to our first crew, but you know what? It's all right. They'll find it one way or another. we're going to go through this oracle thing, this tarot thing, and all these things, and we're going to get into the juice and find out what you're joining in on and where you've been and where you're going. But before we do any of that, I just wanted to say that you're so very worthy of love. More love and never less. And if you're not feeling it, and if for some reason you're a little down, or maybe you're wildly up, I don't know. There are two butterflies here, so I sense duality. Wherever you are, up or down, you're worthy. Okay? And perfection is not required for that to be true. In fact, nothing is. You're breathing, right? You live, then you're good. You're perfectly good. So I'm setting your card off to the side. I mentioned a little bit about duality. I'm feeling a vibe of craving is the word. Craving for connection. Craving to join or rejoin life. Craving to be seen. Craving to discover, to be discovered. And maybe there's a little seductive element going on over here too. Maybe you're looking at someone or they're looking at you. I like it. That's hot. So we're starting out with oracle cards, and we're going to get into where you are right now. So we're building on this element that I'm extrapolating or extracting, either way, just from this card alone. The thing is, there's so many colors, there's so much going on that I want to get more specific. So first we're going to look at what the energy is that you're currently moving through, and then we'll see the emotions, the challenges, the themes that are calling in this particular friend, this particular person into your life, into your headspace, into your energy. Whether or not you meet them in real life, whether or not they text you, show up, they're still here and they're a friend to you. So that could even be spirit guide energy for some. But the intention of this reading is really flesh and blood folk. So it'll get interesting. Let's start with number one, though, the energy you're currently moving through. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Luck is on your side. And every time I see this arrow and a new moon, I think of Cupid's arrow. What can I say? I'm a hopeless romantic, darling. I inject that shit into everything. Romance everywhere. So when I said the thing and you got your eye on someone, maybe they got your eye on you, their eye on you, I see it. Luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. It also means, just like I mentioned in the intro, there is an energy of newness and breakthrough and change for all of us, for every crew here, whichever one you picked, whether you're drawn to one or more. But let's know more. Let us know more. Oh my God, the Wheel of Fortune equivalent is called gratitude in this deck. Will I try to pronounce that? Maybe. Depends on whether the tequila kicks in or not in the next few minutes. Just kidding. Look at that. Growing, falling apart. Wow. This is so interesting. Don't mind the mouth sound effects, but kisses, you know what I'm saying? They're coming your way. Okay, Titanic reference here. If you've ever seen it, I'm talking about the oh my God, was it 1999? Was I a child when it came out? Don't know when it came out, but it starred Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio and Billy somebody. Can't think of his last name. I don't even know if Billy is his first name. But in any case, the angry fiance, nope, his manservant, at one point in the film, in like the third act, pulls his debonair suit aside, and in the inner pocket is a gun. And he says something to someone like, I make my own luck. I think he says it to the evil fiance. I have seen that movie enough to know, but I'm failing you, dearie. Long story short, you get it. That's part of why this is interesting. You have like aggressively improved yourself, and we're all clapping for you, baby. And the friend who's here is once again like such a supportive friend. I had a feeling this was going to be the way it was for all of our crews, but this friend's even more extroverted, maybe even hilarious. There's this thing of like, oh man, comedy, humor, maybe it's even dry, and awe for the way that you have aggressively, it's like ripped the leaves off of your own tree and then grown. But it's more than that. You've got two references to luck here with the Wheel of Fortune equivalent from the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle deck, and luck is on your side. You're being closely watched. You're closely watching someone or more than one person, and you are deliberately reinventing yourself, but not reinventing the wheel, like changing your persona. If you came from our first crew, it's not really an overlap. Maybe one or two specific people will find overlap, but it's a different type of reinvention than like being reborn as someone brand new because a chapter is closed. This is called I've been aggressively doing the work. Maybe you just got a new haircut too, or you're like playing with the idea of changing your hair. There is that type of deliberate shift to your appearance. Like, will I get a tattoo? Maybe tattoos have been coming up in your For You page on Insta, or you've been playing with the idea of a wardrobe shift or new makeup, or you just look in the mirror and you want to get artsy with that shit. You're like, oh, maybe I'm gonna eyeshadow it up today, or multiple colors, or new lip liner, or you just hit the waterline, or I don't know, something cool like that is happening here. Hair is just big. I don't know if you're trying on wigs, weaves, you're doing braids, it's new, it's old, did you shave your head? That's possible too. But whatever you're doing is making you, this is not something I expected to say here, but you know what? Whatever. I was going to curse, but I'm trying to limit that for the children, because you know how often children come to this house. But really, oh, speaking of which, do you hear the ones outside right now? Wow, just a bunch of kids just showed up outside my window. Not mine, by the way. Someone asked me once, or was like, oh, it's so cute that you have kids. I don't. Not yet. So, what I didn't expect to say here is that this friend that you need right now, or that you're pulling in, could be looking at you like more than friendo vibes. There's just something a little spicy. And that kid outside doesn't like it. But you know what? I do. What else wants to come through here? What it is with this is giving Empress or Emperor energy, which is the empowered archetype of the highest that you can go in terms of royalty with your self-care, your self-treatment, and the way you embody your power. So, irrespective of gender identity, it's about projective and receptive energies peaking in the best way. Not peaking like, woohoo, peekaboo, but like peaking as in the peak of a mountain top. You have deliberately changed yourself. The outside stuff is really just fruits of an internal process. You've deliberately changed your internal stuff. You've said to yourself, you know what? I'm gonna be this way and I'm gonna be that way. And I'm choosing to release this, and I'm choosing to surrender that, and I'm choosing to ask for my worth here, there, and everywhere. And I'm choosing to just understand that I'm the shit. And that is doing such a thing for your seductive energy. So the friend that's coming in right now is coming to support you and cheer you on, yes. But they also want to tell you, whether platonic or romantic, like that kid is saying it, they want to scream it to you, like, baby, that's hot. Like, I'd join in. You know what I'm saying? But no, you're hot. You're hot. So this friend is your, like, main hype person right now. They're like, yeah, hyping you up. So let's get more. Obviously. And you know what's interesting about this is when I flipped the card over, totally randomly, by the way, not intentional, the lust card was there on the front of the deck, top of the deck, when I did that. And you know what I always say, dear, and what every reader, well, I don't know about all of them, but many of them will say, is that once you start a reading, you're in this sacred space where everything matters. Even the kid crying outside. So maybe they're going to say something profound in a second and clue us in as to why they've chosen my window to cry out in front of. We'll discover. So with the tarot, the friend's energy and presence is the first thing we're looking at. So this friend's energy, this friend's presence, what they're all about, what they feel like, what they feel like. Oh my God, the devil comes up right away, clarified by the Four of Cups with luxury. Has a slightly different meaning in this deck, by the way, than it does traditionally, the Four of Cups. And we'll get into that in a second. But it's not always boredom and rejection in this tarot. Now, why you need them and their unique medicine? Why do you need this friend? The Two of Cups upright with love, and the Six of Swords upright with science. You know, the science of making love, it's just there. Okay, and number 3, I didn't even announce it, but their advice and their message to you now. Whoa, and we're getting more coming in here, so let's just make space. Okay, and how you can invite their energy in. This is fun. It is. Okay, the Hermit in reverse and the Hanged Man upright. What? Okay, this card wants to come out. What are we gonna do with that? We'll just put it right there. And then the back of the deck energy is the universe. Oh my God. Okay, now let's check the space because we'll make it all fit. And then I'm just gonna talk to you, baby, the way this friend would. And I have a feeling that's the kind of tone of voice they would use. If I talk to you the way this person wants to talk to you, my ass will get booted off of YouTube. So there's that. Well, maybe not. Maybe I just have to like change a setting or something. So right off the bat, your friend's energy and presence is here to seduce ya. They're here to lock it down. I'm not getting naughty energy here in terms of, let me rephrase that. I'm getting very naughty energy here. Yum. But I'm not getting the associations with the devil of agony, of pain, of addiction, of obsession. No, I'm not. There are so many associations with the devil, but here it's like this playful, chipper, I'm just going to be real with you. How can I do this? I've never been in this situation on the channel publicly before. Well, I was going to start talking labels, say things like situationship and friends with benefits, but I got a strong no from this friend coming in. It's not about that, which is fine. Because it's about things that people in a situationship would do, sort of, but that's not all of what it is. It's about commitment. It's about love. This reading is basically a friend coming to you to tell you that it's your time to have serious emotional and physical intimacy. Thank you. That's the clarity I needed. I got so like hazed out by this energy that I lost focus because something about this person's presence is very seductive. It could even be a person that you have a crush on or who has a crush on you. And when you get around them, especially if you're drinking together, like your eyes start to do that thing where they go half-mast and then their eyes do it. And then you two are like lavender haze, right? You're just lost in the sauce of the fog of attraction. And it doesn't even have to be sexual or, oh God, it's a very heavy vibe. It doesn't have to be sexual and it doesn't have to be like that, whatever that means. Although it probably is, but there's an attraction to, I guess some people who come to this space, my beautiful join-in crew, may not have decided that that's how they felt about this person until they entered this space, or maybe haven't acknowledged the chemistry and the attraction there. But there's an attraction to more than just like the act of love in physical motion. There's also a soul deep attraction here and a very spiritual element to the connection, which is very cool. But this is kind of confusing for me, and maybe it's been confusing for you, because I've called them in here as a friend, and they're announcing that that is part of why they're here, but not all of it. So let's talk about it. This friend came to you to tell you that you're attractive, that you're seductive, that you should think highly of yourself, that you should go to the mirror and like lick it. That's a direct quote. Enjoy. That you make them think about you. And whether or not you know who this person is or even want to be with this person in that way, they want you to know that you have the power to make people really put eyes on you, really look at you, really see you, like the way you've been making your own luck over here. And I'm looking at this, the way you've been making your own luck and the way that you've been focusing on yourself and growing and falling apart, but in beautiful seasons, in a way that looks like art. This person is very much looking at you like art, like, oh, hey, look, the Temperance card is rewritten here as art. No accident there. Also a major arcana clump right here, major, 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 major. So you could, this friend could end up being a future lover. That's a likelihood. But they're coming here to be your hype person and say there's a luxurious spell that you're casting when you're confident, when you are confident without needing to know all the details too, with this Two of Wands in reverse here just chilling. It's called Dominion, but it's backwards. Another thing that they're saying is part of what's making you so attractive right now is that you cannot be dominated. Take that in all the ways, my love. Woo! You cannot be dominated. I mean, maybe you could if you let yourself, but it's like your spirit won't be dominated. There's this fire. I see it with the Sagittarius card here. I'm seeing it with Aries here. It's an energy of, as Lady Gaga would say, do what you want with my body. Don't know what the rest of that lyric is, but somehow that song is relevant. You can do what, anyone could do what they wanted to your body, but it wouldn't matter because what they really want is the fire inside of you and they can't get to it, and that makes them burn very hot, and this is all very hot. Ooh. Okay, so that's their energy and presence. Their energy and presence is that they're spellbound by you. They're captivated by you. They see you as luxury, interest, seduction, and temptation. And you could have multiple people who are really foaming at the mouth in your direction right now because they want to join in. They're like, ooh, and then look at how that butterfly, it's a whole thing. Let's not sexualize butterflies, at least not in public. Here in row number 2, this is kind of beautiful, and this is where it starts to turn into something. See, here it's all hot and you know what, but here it gets all pure, and that really throws me off, but I like it. The duality of this could be a really engaging, interesting dynamic with a lot of learning coming out of it. So with love overflowing, that's the 2 of Cups, and it's clarified by the 6 of Swords. So in a way, it's saying, I honor and see you for all your hotness, and believe me, I'm spellbound by that. But at the same time, I think you're worthy of also moving toward a love connection or relationships with friends, intimate lovers, whatever it is that you do in terms of the way you structure your relationships. You're worthy of doing that in a way that facilitates and gives you the most love. Maybe it's time to move away from casual, or at the very least, this friend is saying, well, I would love to move away from casual with you. But maybe it's time to move away from that into, there's no maybe about it. In their opinion, the reason they came here and the reason you need their medicine is to tell you that you are so worthy of love. Like I always tell you. More love, never less. And as a friend, they would like to be the one to give it to you. Oh, maybe. Another thing here, which is really interesting for a few of you, this could be a platonic friend. You could already be in a relationship, and they could be telling you, I'll just be very blunt, that you deserve better than what you're getting and what you've settled for. Okay? If you already knew that or someone already brought that to your attention, this is just a cosmic reinforcement. of that. Third row with this extra trump card here. Their advice and their message to you now. This is really oddly specific, guys, gals, and all. If we've been fighting, can we please stop? If we've been fighting, can we please stop? Four of Swords clarified by Five of Swords. Put to rest your battles. Literally, they're called truce and defeat. And it was further clarified by this card here. Art, but it's actually temperance, which is two coming together to feast from the same source. It's, I think, a falcon or a phoenix and a lion, or some kind of feline creature. Different species coming together in peace to slurp from the same bowl, if you will. Like, can there be peace here? Their advice message to you, though, it's not just this friend requesting it, because this friend is here to help. So I know we've got a lot of mixed messages, but my love, I've just got to tell you, people are lusting after you. People want you to be enjoying healthy sexual activity. People want you to be in love, getting what you're worth, receiving what you're worth. People believe that you're high value, high caliber, like good stuff. This particular friend is saying something even more. Their advice to you is to put away conflict, put away pride in favor of collaboration and balance. So that might be different, a little different for everyone here, but that could be with your current partner. I'm not so sure. That could be with this friend, or that could be internally with yourself. If there is some kind of self-worth thing that is keeping you from recognizing your value, what you bring to the table in every silo, from physical attractiveness to spiritual attractiveness to intellectual attractiveness to emotional attractiveness. Can you see your worth and put away the conflict and start acting in this way that is balanced, that is embodied, that sees yourself as art? Can you see yourself as art? That's what this friend's asking you. Take away their feelings, take away their crush, take away all of that, take away the fact that you might be in conflict with a friend, maybe even this friend or this crush or this person. This, by the way, is not a green flag to go running back into a toxic situationship. Let me just stop you there. This is not that person. This person is someone who genuinely sees you and wants to join you because in truth they see you as maybe higher than them, like an aspirational thing. And they're wondering, do you or do you not see yourself as art? And will you or will you not take yourself seriously? Will you or will you not love yourself and see yourself the way that I and we do? Because you have a fire that can't be dominated. You have a flame that ignites others. And if you've fallen into a hole of feeding into potential or yearning for the inaccessible, elusive love, this is starting to cut me pretty deep too, excuse me, then just knock it off. See yourself as the art, and the appropriate partner will arise. That's what this friend wants you to know. This friend's also saying, hey, it might be me. That's very cute. So how can you invite their energy in? The Hermit in reverse, clarified by the Hanged Man. Your new perspective of yourself as art that this friend is encouraging you to get a clue on real quick is saying, now it's time to go display yourself. Remove yourself from the hiding, the shyness, the insecurity, and change your perspective. Also, this is your moment to magnetize and let yourself be seen, whether you're an active or passive manifester. It's a time to go out and see people, to socialize, to be in the crowds, to have the conversations, to display yourself in all your beauty with your new hair or your new nails or your new fit or whatever you're doing. It's time to take that and display it and let yourself be available for the looking. And you look back. Look back at the world and look at what you see and recognize your value and begin to place your energy on those who understand the art that you are, but they don't just understand it and worship it like peons beneath you, like, oh, licking your feet if you've got them. No, Pay special attention to those who approach you like an equal, who can drink from the same cup that you do because they've worked as hard. They've turned themselves into art. They care about their body. They care about their wellness. They care about their health. They care about their clarity. They care about their seductive image, which, for the record, at least in this house, is not frowned upon, no matter how spiritual you may claim yourself to be. Caring for the earth, the first earth that you've got, that would be this one, your body, is perhaps one of the most spiritual rituals and practices there is. Help me with the grammar. One of the most spiritual practices there is. There we go. And this person sees that. As your hype person, they are aggressively asking you to understand that you're the shit and to stop tolerating. Oh, now I get what those kids were trying to do. Stop tolerating the whiners or the complainers or the ones who just show up and make noise. Start finding your equals. Because this person featured in this card is one person split in two. These are equals. These drinking from the same cup, equals. This is not about going around to be worshipped just because, you need the validation. Which is why, if we're being real, so many of us end up in relationships and dynamics. Because we need the validation. We sure do, baby. That's a human need. This friend is saying, be validated by those whose validation is worth something. Because they've been where you've been, they see who you are, they know what you are, and they'll treat it, feed it, and nourish it in more ways than one, accordingly. Finally, with the universe as your trump card, my love. Oh my God. This isn't just the world, it's the universe. Let yourself be swept up. Let yourself, look at that, Ace of Swords behind it. Let yourself be swept up. Let yourself be carried by the magic of your magnetism. That was nice. Let yourself be wrapped in the arms of the great cosmic serpent, which sounds really scary to say, but you're being watched by so many eyes right now. You're being seen by so many, and the request from this friend is to bask in that. Don't rush. Don't hurry. Don't run off to quickly lock something down or make something happen. Again, do not go to that toxic situationship. Leave that behind. Leave the past behind. But let yourself be swept up in the newness of the greatness that you are. Wow, I choked on that word. Actually, I'm like choking on every word right here. Ooh, if this friend was in person, they would have a really, really, really hard time saying this, which is why they're here, using your humble host, hi darling, as a channel. In person, there would be a lot of choking on the words, a lot of awkwardness, a lot of weirdness, all to say that they think that you deserve the best. They really do. And so do I. Your only job now is to join in. Join into what's fun. Join into what's uplifting. Join into what flows and what's true to you. Don't try to fake it till you make it. This isn't about going to the circles, the places, the people, and the things that you want to be. Your friend says to me, you're already aspirational. You're already cooked. As a friend of mine just recently said to me, Ellie, I love you. You're already cooked. So just be the casserole and let people eat you. Yeah, that was a metaphor, but we'll just call it there. Respectfully, consensually, and all those things. You are a feast that is ready to be enjoyed, and conversely and equivalently, you are ready for your feast, a real feast, not some crumbs of potential, not some weird communication, not promises that never come through, not even a so-called devoted partner, but who just quite truly is not your equal. I know how that feels to hear, believe me. But this friend would tell you so. And that's why they're here. Because you deserve not just the world, but the universe. You really, really do. So go look in the mirror into your own eyes and affirm, I will be open to all that is worthy of me. And that's it, baby. So my sweet love, that's where we're leaving it. Thank you for being here. Please like this video if you stayed till now. Leave a comment if this resonated or if there's an aspect of it you're struggling with, or if you know who this person is, because the dynamic was a little whack. So it may mean different things to different people, but I want to know. And finally, if you want to be back here for next Self-Care Sunday, you know to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. You want to be notified for these things. You want to, believe me. And until we meet again, my sweet love, I am sending you all of the love that I've got. It is always more. It is never less. As the child outside would affirm, because you are so very worthy of it. Don't let anyone, especially not your own thoughts, tell you otherwise. Bye for now, my sweet love. We'll meet again soon. Hello, my sweet new career crew, and welcome to, hey, my hair got in here somehow. Well, not somehow. It's on my head, you know. From time to time it folds, but welcome to your reading. There's so much going on right now here in the Little Reader's house. That's me, hi, your humble host. I've got children outside shouting out. I'm craving a burrito, and you are a mystery, but one who's on the verge. I'm going to say something about your cards real quick, my sweet friend. When I was shuffling your pre-shuffled oracle cards, every single one of the 3 that flew out literally jumped out. Now, if you're a tarot enthusiast, a shuffler, a psychic, you got the connections, you know that in a reading, everything that goes down, immediately when you decide a reading has started, it all becomes symbolic. Even the kid outside who's shouting for their life. But when those cards were leaping out of the deck, it was opportunity. It was movement. It was the rush. In the words of Troye Sivan, I feel the rush. Also, I'm coming off of a very sensually charged reading. That was crew number 2. So I feel there could be a little sizzle like that in your energy too. A sizzle of new that comes with passion. It comes with physicality. It comes with change. So let's just dive in. I'm going to set your talisman, your card, over to the side. And as I do it, I want to let you know the only rule we've got here in the house. I say it for every reading, and I'll say it again. Say it for every crew. It never gets old, because again, it's our credo. You are so very worthy of love. Always more and never less. It's the only rule we got here. It's our only truth. So let it be known, my beautiful new career crew. I'm going to dive into your oracle cards and see some of the specifics about what's going on with you before we start calling in this mystical, magical friend of ours. I say ours, but it's your friend. What kind of friend do you need right now, and what would they say to you? Well, it starts with where you are right now. Where you are, my love, dictates that which is around you. And you're the only crew who I'm going to be able to and feel called to read this message for at the bottom of the page that I wrote out. It was a channeled message, but you're the only one who gets it. Excuse me, as I said that I choked. So the message is this: friends are our mirrors. The best ones reflect us clearly back to us. All of us. Not just what we want to see. Maybe that's why I choked. That was something. So the first thing we'll see is, what energy are you currently moving through? The next thing we'll see is the emotions, challenges, and themes that are calling in this friend's energy. So it kind of starts to give us a hint of how they're mirroring you. So let's just dive, shall we? Adjustments are required. 3rd quarter moon. So you're making changes, but in this finessing kind of way. It's like you're in a limbo. This is a waning moon, I believe. Yes, moon body showing on the left. So it's beginning to shrink. This is kind of the aftermath of a situation. And it's the wind down period where you come back to self, you come back to home. You put your feet, if you've got them, on the ground, and your hands, if you've got them, on the table, and you take a deep breath in. And you assess. And you say to yourself, that was a hell of a week. That was a hell of a month. That was a hell of a year. That was a hell of a decade. That was a hell of a life. Whatever it is, whatever it was. This is that moment where you pivot and you come to center. Aftermath vibes. The emotions and challenges that are calling in this particular friend. Oh, yes, this was the only card that accidentally slipped while I was shuffling through my cruise. So I did see a peek of this. Divine Feminine, the void. Oh, and don't do everything. Do the next thing. So this is giving, as the kids say, recovery from burnout vibes. Maybe having to do with work. And I think your sensuality, that flame, that physicality with the newness here is something that you're trying to get back. You're trying to reignite it. It's like you burned bright for a time to either survive, to make something happen, to accomplish a task, to check off a box, to get a new job, whatever it was. You had to burn bright to make that thing happen. And now it's just like the exhale. Yeah, we keep going. It's the exhale. With Divine Feminine and the void, though, and this is no human, this is an extra-dimensional, extraterrestrial depiction. There is something cosmic and unknown going on here. I wonder if you're planning your next steps. For example, let's say you had a big work project, you put everything you had and then some, love that, by the way, into it. And now it's done, and you've wrapped it up neat and tidy. And now you're wondering, it's like a small identity crisis. Totally normal, by the way. Totally normal. When you've just executed something great, put all you've had into it, gone into the flow state, lost yourself in the process, lost in the sauce, and then you come back out of it and you're like, woo! Who am I now, baby? Who am I now? I survived, but I changed. And you surely did, kind of accidentally. The calling that this friend is giving to you, and I'm going to just channel, I feel like it's a feminine energy. I want to say I'm going to channel her. It's sisterly, it's friendly, it's platonic, especially coming off after what we just came off of in our second crew. It is very much, maybe even motherly, maybe even grandmotherly. If you have deceased grandmas on the other side, those Grammys have been active as shit, baby. I'm telling you. We had a Grammy reading of grandmas a little bit ago, but they're still around. Grandmas are like heavily invested in Earth's energy right now. That's a whole other story. The energy of this friend, of this archetype, of this person is one who's saying, hey, just settle down. Just breathe, just relax. Don't do everything. Do the next thing. I know you were overwhelmed. You're just having such a good time out there. I know you were overwhelmed. I know that you did it all. I know that you're just coming back to center. So now nourish, nurture, take care of yourself. The trip is over. The project is over. The fight is over. The move is over. The shift is over. Now let's just breathe. And this is different than grounding energy. This energy, this person, this friend wants you to get centered into your heart. Ooh, I almost said into their heart too. I feel like their heart is a safe space. So think of an energy, particularly a feminine energy that you know, whose heart actually feels like a safe space. That if you went to them and you were truly vulnerable, they would say, yeah, I get that. Totally. Yes. Here for you. Understood. You can be centered here with me. This is also a friend who's encouraging you to meditate, encouraging you to reconnect with your magic, your essence, your softer, subtler sides. This friend is like a warm blanket. They would put arms around you, but they wouldn't hold you down or hold you like trapped. They're not going to have a spooning session or a cuddle session with this friend. They're going to put a blanket around you and kiss you on the head and leave you in some divine solitude. And they'll say to you, rest and recharge now. Rest and recharge. Play, too. Like the kids outside the window. Play, play, play. So, my sweet friend, let's continue. Let's get some tarot about this person. They're pretty succinct. They're pretty clear right from the get-go. But you know what? We must know more. We demand to know more, don't we? So let's do it. And how are you doing, my sweet friend? Honestly, if you're adjusting to something, you're changing, you've just been through a thing. What have you been through? Did you create something? Did you make something? Did you accomplish something? Did you survive something? Did you move? Did you shift? What have you done? Tell me. I want to know so I can celebrate with you. All of us want to know. Because again, remember, my sweet new career crew, you're in a crew with others. I know it's uncanny that we can all be going through the same shit at the same time, but that's exactly how it works. Wow, that's the hangman in reverse. We're just going to put it back in. But I'm telling you, opportunities are jumping for you. That's interesting. We'll get more into that in a second. So, the friend's energy and presence. Show us, sweet friend who's come to visit my career crew. Who art thou? The Nine of Cups upright. Clarified by the Two of Swords upright. Oh. And why do you need them and their unique medicine? Why do you need this friend? Why not a different friend? Why not no friend? You loner. Okay. And their advice and their message to you now. Okay. Oh my goodness. And finally, how you can invite their energy in. Wow, 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 wowie, wow. Ace of Coins in reverse here. Okay. So, a word's coming through, but first let me fix this because I put the grid on my camera. Just a little bit of nerdy insight for you. Put the grid on my cell phone, which I use to record, because the quality of the iPhone camera is actually kind of unmatched. And I put the grid up, I'll just say that one more time, so that I can like make these nice lines. And it really does something for me. So that's my speech on that. Thanks for listening. And let's go. I'm pleased. I'm satisfied. So this friend of yours, who I think you know, for the respect that you may have for your grandmas and the wise feminines in your life and the wisdom of them, and even if it's not your grandma, even if it's not a sister, a sibling, or something like that, this energy is the receptive, the receptive, gentle nature. As much as you respect it, and I bet you that you would claim, however you identify, my sweet new career crew, I bet you would claim to be an advocate for the ladies, that you love the women, that you love women. You might even be women's best friend. You might struggle as shit to love your own feminine energy. And interestingly, this has created a fascinating dynamic that your friend is pointing out to me here, which is that this particular friend is someone you love and adore and love being around, but you don't always take their example and follow through with it. In other words, you may see and respect them. You may even think to yourself on a superficial level, you wish you could be more like them, but you don't typically execute to embody them. And it all has to do with no flaw on your side, no issue on your part, baby. You are magnificent. It's a simple little tweak to the system in which somewhere along the line in your own upbringing, that feminine energy was squashed. Check it out. Here we go into psychology territory. Just roll up my sleeves. One of my favorite topics of all time. It's the human mind. You've activated the inner nerd. In your childhood, you may have witnessed very likely, a masculine figure either abandon, mistreat, or diminish a feminine figure. What does that do? We can brush it off and we can be like, that's some bullshit. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to abandon. I'm never going to leave. I'm never going to betray. I'm never going to do that kind of thing to a woman I love, or a feminine figure I love, or feminine energy. We can believe that, but we've got to practice, put it into action. And most of us don't have that opportunity. We simply absorb the lessons we've witnessed and they settle into ourselves. So in a way, you are probably this beautiful advocate for the feminine energy in your life, but not the feminine energy in you, if that makes sense. So you don't leave, you don't abandon, you don't betray the feminine energies, the divine feminine in your life. You are loyal, you are straightforward, you are supportive, you support beautifully, as a matter of fact, the external feminines in your reality. Again, whether they be male, female, or non-binary, it doesn't matter of the gender identification or the biology there. It has to do with the energies that are channeling through their body. So for those people in your life who are receptive, who are passive, there is a level of great support there. But when it comes to you, or interestingly, this is coming up as a little aside from this friend, when it comes to you or people that you think shouldn't be embodying passive receptive energy, I'll leave that to you to decide what that means. There is a resistance, maybe even a resentment. And what this friend's showing up to tell you right now, because this is a super feminine friend with a big old open heart and some boss ass bitch skills at being receptive and passive. They're coming to say, wow, they're coming to say that it's okay to rest. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be soft. And you can do all of those things and still not be abandoned. You can be as supportive and loved as you have chosen to love and support the feminine energies in your life. And that is some beautiful shit, if I've ever seen it. All that flying out of the deck that happened with those cards in the shuffling process was actually a message about shifting your actions from bold, decisive, project goal accomplishment oriented, like give me my deliverables and I will conquer them if you're in the professional sphere. Or if this is interrelational, it's like, babe, just tell me what you want and I'll do it. And this friend is coming in to say, screw the deliverables. I can't believe I've gotten this far in the reading, by the way, without saying the naughty word. Really trying to eliminate that in case it messes up our readings. But just know that I'm saying it spiritually. F the deliverables. F the objectives. F always being practical and pragmatic. Can you just be girly? Can you just be feminine? Can you just be passive? Can you just be restful? Can you just relax for a second? That's what this friend is saying. Like, also this Nine of Cups cat looks high as shit. Look at that. Like, yo, they dropped that good. They're gone, man. We lost them. can you just do that? You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that faces could mean. And how about you do some of them? That's what this friend is coming to say. Bask in the relax and the loosen up and the lighten up, but again, without agenda. I know it's such a catch-22 to say, if you rest and relax, everything will go your way. Because then that makes control rise to the forefront of the equation again. It's like, oh, everything will go my way if I rest and relax. Well then shit, I'm gonna rest and relax. And it's like, whoa baby, ungrit those teeth. This cat hardly even has any teeth. You might not either, and that's okay. It's okay to be toothless. It really is. It's beautiful. You're beautiful. And this friend is saying, chill out. Row number 2 with the devil reversed and the 4 of coins. Talk about your need for control. We always get someone in here in our crews that has not just a need for control, but a love of it like no other. And I respect that. I myself find myself trying to micromanage and control life in the most nefarious ways, sneaking up on me all the time, insidious. I'll be like, look at me, gods, I'm so surrendered. And the next thing you know, it's all like me just controlling the situation from a new angle. So, hi, I'm your friend here and we do this together. But this friend is telling us both, evidently, to really relinquish the need to make things go your way. The devil, obsession, control, addiction, puppeteering, is pulling the strings. And the 4 of coins, notorious grasping of what is, in your mind, yours. Ooh. Yeah, you hear that kid screaming? That is the pattern within you releasing as we speak. And you're exercising it through the child outside. That's lovely. But really, why you need this friend is because they've been there, they've done that, and they're letting you know it does not end well, baby. It does not end well. So open those hands up, let it go, and practice getting into this passivity and saying, you know what? There are greater forces than I. There are other thinkers than I. There are people who are using their minds, their hearts, their bodies, their emotions, their spirits. We can go on to be on this planet, and they will conspire with the rest of the universe to help me be supported, to help me grow. Somewhere in life, my beautiful new career crew, you got in your mind this idea that being a productive citizen on this planet means controlling every damn thing. And I don't know what it is about your energy. I love it, but it's making me want to drop more F-bombs than ever. It's like once I acknowledged the fact that I hadn't done it yet, all I wanted to do is say, fuck. See, there's the first one. Look at the effect you have on me. I love it. So you're making me let go. And this friend is saying like, please release, let go. This is your moment to rest. This is your moment to rest. Post-project, just chilling like a villain. This is your moment. Their advice and their message to you now is that you believe that 2 things. You believe that rest is death, and you believe that unless you move and unless you're active, you cannot create change. And your friend is such a baddie. They're saying, wrong on both counts, lover. Wrong on both counts. Not only can you rest and change will happen, do you live somewhere where there aren't seasons by any chance? Where you don't see snow and then spring and then blistering hot summers and then all the leaves fall from the trees. Seasons are a great example of how a tree can just be minding its own effing business and then it gets cold and all the leaves fall off. Then the tree didn't do anything. It was a tree. It was just there. It was just treeing. this tree thing is relevant to you. Maybe you're even into trees. Do you like trees? Are trees your thing? Would you just plant one? You have a lot of fruit on one in your backyard. Too much to eat. Take a lesson from a tree and understand that you are not the weather. This friend is like, baby, you don't actually have any control, so let's let that idea go. Change is going to unfold. Your greatness will bloom from within you. You will be magnificent and perfect, as you already are, by the way, beyond what you understand. If you knew how great you were and how much you'd accomplished, it would actually be a lot easier for you to chill. So this friend is maybe also pointing you in the direction of some self-worth stuff. Reframing your mind, reprogramming your mind with thoughts about how excellent you already are. Because the need to accomplish will actually suck your marrow dry, my love. And this friend doesn't want that to happen. This friend is saying, you already got a little taste of burnout. Let's not go all the way. There's no need. Rest. Let change happen organically. Trust that you are worthy, protected, and never forgotten. Abandonment shows up a lot here, and this friend knows about abandonment. This friend may have even been abandoned before. They're letting you know that you won't be. And this person is probably very fleshy, meaning very real, not a ghost, not a guide, although they may serve as that in terms of how they support your energy. But they are probably very close to you, and you know them very well, or knew them very well. And they're trying to remind you, if you put some slack in the rope, somebody else will pull it tight for you. You don't have to be the only one holding the line. Give life a chance to re-inspire you, reinvigorate you, and more than anything else, rest you. The way you can stop, wow, I don't know why I said stop, because that's not what's written here. The way that you can invite their energy in, but the way that you can stop the anguish or the exhaustion going on here is to put an end to hyper-independence. We got double nines here, baby. We've got double wands. 9 of Wands and 9 of Swords. Putting that combination together is heinous as fuck. Oh shit, there we go again. Heinous as heck. It's heinous. It's, what is it that the kids say? Oh my gosh. Crazy work. It's crazy work. It is. Putting the 9 of Wands over the 9 of Swords. Oh, it's bad. Because it's not only are you holding on to the last possible minute, like, ugh, you're also having anxiety and panic attacks the entire time. You're sweating. They're like tiny tears just dripping out of your corner of your eyes. And it's like, where's the respite? Where is the relief? Where do I rest in all of this? Your friend here is saying, just rest, baby. Baby, just rest. Just chill. Just let it go. Just, you don't have to do it alone. Let's turn that 9 into a 10. 9, the number of independence, the number of self-realized self-worth. You don't have to do an impression of self-worth. You can just have the real thing. And when you have the real thing, that's when you really inherit your empire. That's when you really become 10 instead of 9. When you really understand who you are and what you've done and all that you've built, my sweet friend, you will get that there's no need to prove, hold on, clench your cheeks or your teeth. You can settle and you can be supported. 10 is a number of legacy and community and family, and that's where you're headed. With this Ace of Coins in reverse, I'm going to do some tarot math for you, baby. 9 plus 1, 10. And we'll stop right there. We're not going to reduce it back to 1, although 10 and 1 are very interestingly correlated. It's having it all. It's having the legacy as 10, while also reducing even further back to 1. True independence, true power. But that comes from being in community. That comes from family. That comes from asking for help. That comes from understanding you're not just one person in this world wandering around. You're everyone. You can turn anywhere for help. You could turn to this comment section of this video for help, and someone will jump up and help you. This friend wants you to know that you will be offered opportunities forever and ever in your life. Forever. You don't have to FOMO this. You will always be offered new opportunities for love, for career accomplishments, for family growth, for healing, for movement, for adventure, for play, for travel, for fun. You name it, Spirit will always offer it to you. You don't have to go out and get it, grab it, make it. You're good at that. But let's not let that be where your self-worth comes from. Instead, let's let it be that it comes from being enough, being restful, re-embracing the feminine energies within you, and irrespective of how you gender identify, loving the little girl in you, if I may be so bold, or loving the young, innocent, passive part of you that witnessed harm come to that part and felt helpless in that part. Comforting that, supporting that, and saying, you know what? Human daddy may not have had our back, but spirit daddy, universe daddy, and all the friends and family that I have, all the plants, all the animals, all the oxygen, everything that sustains my life has my back. And I trust that to do the structuring and the leading and the spontaneous opportunity offering in the appropriate moment. How does that land for you, beautiful, beautiful soul? Because you're so worthy of it. You're immensely, intensely wonderful. Like, my God, a rock of stability, of kindness, of support. But you've got to let folks in. And you've got to rest and take it easy. That's your message from this friend, my sweet friend. And that's where we're going to leave it because it's perfect, just like you. Truly. Until we meet again, I am sending you all of the love that I've got. It is always more. It is never less because you are so very worthy of it. If you vibed with this video, please put a like. A thumb goes a long way, my love. A comment goes even further. And a subscribe and a notification bell, you might just make me cry. Talk about building community. But all that aside, big love to you. And I think we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.